Richard, who's going to be leading this part of the session. But before he chimes in, I'm just going to share my screen and I'm just going to go through a few things that are the ground rules. So these are the ground rules. Please keep your mics muted and your cameras off unless you are presenting. Pictures are 3 minutes. Please keep to time just for the respect of other pictures coming behind you. Be brief and concise. Once you've completed your pitch, and this works really well, once you've completed your pitch, put your email address and contact details in the chat, because people instantly remember what you're doing. They go, aha, we really want to talk to you, and it enables people to start a dialogue really, really well. I haven't got a bell, so I'm not going to ring it. So we're going to keep you to time as much as we possibly can. And I won't close your mic or video. I won't be that brutal. These pitches, unless you've already given a pitch and you're new to pitching, your new pitches will be put on the UK 5G website. So that is, if you haven't done this already, and this is your first time, you will be put on the UK 5G website. So be prepared, because these will be recorded. My next slide. So key things to remember when you're doing this. 3 slides, 3 minutes, elevated picture of who you are, what do you have to offer other people as part of a project if you're looking for a consortium, and what services, solutions, platforms you have to offer, and alternatively, and what and who you are looking for if you're looking to bring people into your consortium. Okay, so, right, I'm going to stop sharing and ask Richard to share his screen, and we'll begin to kick off. So Richard, just, we've also got Lucy online, and she sent you a deck of slides, but via my email address when you're ready. Welcome, Lucy.
Thank you kindly, Andy. Right, enough of the boring stuff, all those competition rules and this, that and the other. We got the runners and riders for the last 5G Create Beauty Parade, if you will. Please don't worry if you've missed this opportunity. Send us your 3-minute pitch and we'll put that up on the UK 5G website for all to see, and those who follow the competition get notified when that happens. Right, first up we have AtoCore. Steve, are you out there, sir?
Good afternoon, Richard. Can you hear me?
Indeed I can. I do have a counter with 3 minutes, so keep to time, otherwise you'll get cut off and then you'll have to record it again and we'll do it all over. Okay, Steve, take it away.
Thank you very much, Richard. So AtoCore, we are 5G core software experts. Now, what we can offer to you is the ability to create your own 5G testbed. We can introduce you to partners such as radio partners, companies like Acceleran. We can also introduce you to the world's expert in 5G neutral host design, which is a company called Telet, the people behind Chalk Mobile. So why would you come to us? You would come to us because you want to create your own 5G testbed, which is divorced from the mobile network operators. We make it easy for you to create a 5G testbed. We can provide the core. Our partners can provide you with everything else that you need to create that testbed. Next chart, please, Richard, Anita. So the sort of people that we want to work with are people who are not mobile experts. We want to talk to people who are coming with great ideas about how to use 5G. Those people may be from a university such as Brunel, or they might come from any industrial or enterprise walk of life. The key thing is that we want to really push the boundaries of 5G. Ours is a 5G standalone core, and what we want to do is we want to push the boundaries through research and development, do something new, do something novel, really push the boundaries of 5G. So you would come to us if you've got a great idea for using a 5G network and you want to work with 5G experts, people who know how to build a network. That's what we can do along with our partners. It's AtoCore, and look forward to talking to you. Thanks very much, Richard.
Thank you kindly, Steve. Very, very prompt, sir. Right, indeed. Sorry about that. There's some sort of automation has crept in unnecessarily into this. But Jamil Kamfood, are you out there, sir? From
Yeah,
Brunel
I'm
University.
here. Hello.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Off you go.
So I found already a partner at the core. That's very good. Present our expertise and what we are looking for. Next slide, please. So we have expertise in non-destructive testing, conditional structural health monitoring. We develop sensors, electronics, we test them, validate them to TRL6, TRL7. We have worked on sensor on drones, sensor on robots, and we automate the defect detection. Next slide. The other bit, can you click once again because it's animated, I think. Yeah, another go. Yeah. The other expertise that is more relevant to this call is we developed expertise in artificial intelligence for Industry 4.0, digital healthcare. On the left, you see that we can automate the defect detection during the manufacturing of OLED screens, like for mobile phones, and OPVs for solar panel. We are working currently as part of Innovate UK on automating breast cancer detection. And on the right-hand side, we have been working with ESI Group on creating a digital twin of the machinery for wind turbine. So all that is experienced in signal processing, image processing, and machine learning. Next slide, please. So what can we provide here? We can provide advanced machine learning expertise for modeling, for defect detection, for quality control, for modeling of processes and optimization of processes. That could be modeling to reduce ecological impact, to reduce the cost, reduce energy uses, but also to optimize the process in terms of quality. We have also expertise in NDT, condition monitoring, structural health monitoring, computer vision that could be used in different processes or different applications. Our idea is to use 5G in a manufacturing environment by connecting a lot of sensors without too many wires, by using that in order to allow harvesting the power of artificial intelligence, in order to control processes and machines. In order to do that, we need the high bandwidth of 5G. We need the low latency of 5G in order to feed back quickly to the process. And we need the advantage of wireless system because we are targeting particularly agile manufacturing processes, evolving manufacturing processes where things change fairly quickly during a day and over time as well. So we need an agile, connected, high-speed, low-latency system. The partner that we need is 5G private network provider, a designer of 5G for challenging environment. Manufacturing environment can be highly attenuative, highly reflective, and they are evolutive as well. So the design of the 5G network in that environment should be agile as well in its design and should be, future-proof. We need industrial IoT security expertise, and we are in contact with end users already, but if there are other end users who have specific needs, we are happy to discuss with them. The target market is we are targeting manufacturing. It doesn't matter which manufacturing, could be automotive, aerospace, marine, medical, could be anything. But what we are targeting specifically is an evolutive manufacturing environment. And what would be even more interesting is an agile manufacturing environment. And that's it from my side. So I already shared my contact detail in the first slide. I'm going to write them as well.
Thank you kindly, Jamil. Next up, Jason, are you out there, sir? Justin, good Lord. Sorry, stress is getting to me. Hello? Justin?
Sorry. Hey, Foggy.
What up, mate? How you doing?
Error there. I'm jolly good. How are you?
Indeed.
Shall I just jump in?
Okay, sir. Off you go.
So I'm Justin Anderson. I've worked at KPMG for the last 3.5 years. I was global head of the Technology Center of Excellence there. I'm now head of strategy at Hyper5. We're a 5G think tank with an advisory board chaired by Lord Errol, and we have a dedicated strategy office that's manned by strategy and innovation consultants. We've got proven bid writing skills, ecosystem development, collaboration agreement experience, expertise, project management, and 5G and manufacturing expertise. So in a nutshell, we're developing a 5G infrastructure and ecosystem to accelerate the digitization of UK manufacturing. And our manufacturing ecosystem covers the value chain from CAD to customer, including 3D design, fabricators, OEMs, and logistics. And we have some really innovative end-to-end UK 5G infrastructure, looking at aiming to diversify the current supply chain. Next slide, please. So at this stage, we've been developing a broad set of manufacturing use cases. We've been holding regular workshops and discussions with a number of potential partners. They include the Manufacturing Technology Centre, the Black Country LEP, West Midlands 5G, and Autodesk. We've also been working with manufacturers to define some of the challenges and problems that they're facing. And our focus is on productivity and quality with an as-a-service development. We have some very novel capabilities, including augmented reality interfaces and holograms. We're looking at computer vision, stereoscopic, personalized additive manufacturing, connection to FMS devices to reduce time to reconfigure, augmented reality to ensure adherence to CAD, and connection to robotic and autonomous systems to increase productivity. Next slide. So as I said, we're looking at some really innovative end-to-end UK 5G infrastructure. We have a 5G core that was developed by the University of Surrey, which is an investment of over 200 man-years and over £35 million. This core has been used in existing test beds, and 5GIC, that's the University of Surrey, are committed to commercialising the core through this programme. During the programme, the university will work with the University of Wolverhampton to commercialise it and harden that core, making sure that it's going to be suitable for secure industrial UK private mobile networks and, importantly, critical national infrastructure. We'll be deploying virtualized and open RAN architecture, interoperability testing between hardware and software. We'll be enhancing the core with machine learning to support management and control, and therefore reduce the need for qualified telco experts in the industry. And we'll be developing some industrial middleware, digital twins, and APIs. Next slide, please. So we are seeking a number of things, potential partners with a good level of creativity and thoughts around 3D printing. We're looking for lab space, workspace for testing, looking for integrators, software engineers, manufacturers, technology. We're seeking innovative SMEs, corporates, integrators, software engineers, additive manufacturers across the digital manufacturing value chain. I'm not saying that every one of those potential partners would actually be part of the core consortium, but our intention is to build out an ecosystem. So if you're interested, then visit hyper5.net. There's a little form there. Please just share some details. And we have a briefing on Friday to talk about the program for an hour, Friday morning at 11:30, and we'd love to see you there. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Justin. Righto. Now we do have a Jason Devoy from Joy
I can see why you got confused there, Richard, the two J names.
Well, it's that and me aging too much coffee, mate. Okie dokie. Oh, indeed, and a tip from Anita, guys and gals, if you do have sort of questions around this and what have you, when you finish, pop your contact details into the chat box so everybody can see who you are. Sorry, Jason, where were we? Take it away, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jason from Joy Polloi, and we are a creative digital studio. We specialize in creating compelling digital experiences, bespoke platforms, and innovative products. We work across culture, media, broadcast, heritage, and consumer brands, from R&D prototypes to high resilience at large scale. That means we work with TV production companies, broadcasters, museums, advertising agencies, educational institutions, and many others. We work in both the B2B and B2C spaces. Everything we do is underpinned by strategic insight, thoughtful design, and the very highest standards of technical rigor. We're based in Sheffield and made up of 16 dedicated and talented people, and we've been going for 17 years. Exactly, actually, today is our 17th birthday. Next slide, please. Our work broadly fulfills three purposes. Firstly, platforms and tools. We build bespoke platforms and tools to help our clients work better and more efficiently, and to be able to achieve things that they wouldn't be able to do otherwise. Secondly, we are about creating interactive experiences. We help them realize their ideas using creative technology to solve challenging creative problems. And we make things that haven't been attempted before. We use our knowledge of the latest technologies to help them find solutions and ideas. And lastly, we're about finding, increasing, and engaging their audiences. We help them find audiences and build them, and then we help their audiences interact, play, and engage with the content. We do this through a whole range of services, from mobile apps, technology installations, bespoke web builds, to virtual reality, augmented reality, AI, and other cutting-edge technologies. Next slide, please. Now, we aren't pitching a particular product or service today. We're here to help create the proof of concepts, the prototypes, the creative, user-friendly, and accessible realization of your technical ideas. Now, on this slide, you'll see a few examples of work we've done in the past, which might be relevant. There are many more examples on our website, including case studies. The Circle was the reality TV show for Channel 4 and Netflix. It's based around a bespoke, voice-controlled social network used by the contestants on screen. We built that system at the heart of the format, which not only appeared on screen, but integrated seamlessly into the broadcast infrastructure and TV production systems. We also produced a consumer voting app, which was used by the audience to influence the outcome. Now, the top secret work in progress is we're at the early stage of development for another reality TV format, which is hoping to use mobile phones as a filming platform in the US. Now, the data and bandwidth requirements for this will be key to its success. DocFest is the world's largest documentary festival. We developed a mobile app to help visitors explore the physical festival over its 5 days. As a festival which shows films as well as VR and AR experiences, high-speed mobile access is a big opportunity to engage delegates and users further. And the Science Museum and Glasgow Science Centre, we've worked extensively with museums and cultural organisations in creating interactive experiences for visitors, whether that's touchscreens, interactive hardware installations, or tours experienced on users' own devices. We are really, really excited about what could be done for visitor attractions with the benefits of 5G. Thank you very much.
Thank you kindly, Jason. Righto, before we move on, hang on, indeed, this digital stuff. Yeah, so when you finish speaking and you put your details in, please ensure that you copy panelist and all attendees. The panelists, we already know where you live, sort of thing. And you've really got to get your contact details out to everybody else in the room. Right, moving on. Here's a little outfit that you might have heard of previously. Phil, are you there, sir?
I am. Can you hear me okay?
Indeed so, sir.
Excellent.
Off you go.
Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. Phil Cottam, and I'm Head of Sales for 5G private wireless networks within Nokia Enterprise in the UK and Ireland, which is part of the wider Nokia group, and we specialise in working with customers across all sectors of Industry 4.0. We've developed a private wireless platform that is designed both technically and commercially for enterprise, which works in both 4 and 5G configurations. To simplify its operation for industry, we have shrunk a mobile core into a range of servers, starting with the black box you see on the screen. And this is available in 5G standalone from Q3 this year. The core controls the radio head, which is the white square item in the picture, and these are available in all UK operator spectrums, indoors and outdoors, and we have radios for all of the recently released Ofcom shared spectrum, including both of the 5G options, all available to order now. The private wireless package includes your own SIM cards and access to a customer portal, allowing you to operate your own dedicated private wireless testbed using one of the Ofcom 5G spectrum or in conjunction with an operator. Next slide, please. The Nokia Digital Automation Cloud solution creates a bubble of private wireless coverage which is optimized for plug-and-play deployment and ease of use, and is consumable as a service if that route is preferred. The edge core is located on your premises, allowing all research data to remain on site, and can scale from a single site solution to a multi-site and even multi-country solution, making it ideal for a 5G Create testbed or even a series of testbeds connected together to extend innovation research whilst maintaining individual testbed cyber isolation. Access to the Nokia Cloud service is required for network and service management, and once set up, It can continue to operate for up to a month without connectivity back to the Nokia cloud, making it ideally suited for pop-up sites and those requiring very high levels of autonomy. It comes with ready-to-run pre-integrated applications, including voice, video analytics, high-accuracy indoor positioning, and Nokia's own drone platform. Additional applications can be added by you. Next slide, please. We've been working hard to develop a number of partnerships across a range of providers, including mobile operators, service providers, and large system integrators, and we have successfully developed a European-wide distribution channel to ensure that all of enterprise, from the smallest to the very largest in industry, can create their own private 5G mobile network. If you'd like to understand more about the Nokia private wireless solution and how this could help your 5G Create application, then in the first instance, please contact Jamie Molina from our distributor Nuvias, and someone from the Nuvias team will contact you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, Phil. Right. Moving swiftly on, production park. Now it says Lee Brooks here, but I think Jim, you're doing this one, are you, sir?
Yeah, it is me, Richard. Hi, Jim. Hi, Richard. Are you okay?
Indeed, sir.
Can you hear me
Take it
okay?
away, Jim.
Marvelous,
Yeah.
okay. So, so Production Park is a live events campus based in Wakefield. We are effectively to the live events industry what Pinewood is to TV and film. We've been going a long time. We've been going since the 90s, and we've grown our kind of ecosystem and the park over a number of years, culminating in we building an arena-sized rehearsal and development space, which is the kind of centerpiece to the park. So basically, all the kind of any live act that you will have likely seen in the UK or Europe in arena or stadiums will have come through our park to have some aspect of that show produced, and in some elements the entire show. Do you want to move to the next slide, Rich? So the core business on the park are Brilliant Stages, and Brilliant Stages are owned by a US firm called Tate, who are the largest live events production company in the world. So we are now their largest base in Europe. Live events typically is built up as in terms of a huge ecosystem of development and fabrication, but at the moment there are a number of gaps in our area that we are really interested in 5G to look to solve. We don't have any 5G experience or data management experience, but there are a number of areas of interest for us. And that's why we're kind of doing the pitch today, to see if there are people who are interested in working alongside us. The main three areas for us that we're interested in is the ability to create a mobile data hub that could be portable from show to show, so that you effectively can create a private network which can move from arena to arena, potentially internationally, and over a number of years, connecting a whole array of data sources, media servers, and effectively connecting back to the core across a whole range of networks. The second element is we want to make live events touring far more intelligent in terms of the systems. We have a huge array of items that basically go in to make up a tour of all shapes and sizes, of all descriptions and values. And at the moment, there are very, very few tracking systems that can monitor and assess and provide a level of intelligence to those systems as they are toured, need repair work doing on them, and as they're used on site as well. And the third element is, as a venue, we have a kind of unique European arena size scale room that we can use. That we can use to test at arena scale any stage environment that can be built in a kind of completely private, confidential environment. So we basically have an arena-sized room without the stage, without the seating. So we can provide an environment where you can test live stages, build, modify, measure, that's kind of unique in Europe. Nowhere else has that kind of scale of venue. But the other thing is we have a huge ecosystem of companies around us that can all take part in that and can bring those things together. We don't have any experience of leading bids in this area, but we're very, very interested if there are technology companies, research organizations that would like to tap into our network and our knowledge of live events to form part of a consortium to bid into this call. Thanks, Richard.
Thank you kindly, Jim. And there's your contact details. Now, please kindly pop them into the chat box to panelists and all attendees. Right, moving on. Amber Roberts, are you there? Belfast Datafarm?
Hi there, yes, I'm here. I'm Amber Roberts from Queen's University Belfast, and I'm presenting the Datafarm farm. We want to create a model of urban smart farming in the city, and the concept is to develop a series of 5G enabled modular aquaponic growing systems that can be deployed across different urban conditions. The 3 sites that we've got so far are in Belfast, located at the Titanic Quarter near the docks, another at Queen's University campus, and a third in the city centre. The aim is to create a scalable model of urban farming that integrates cutting-edge digital technologies with sustainable food production, such as using high bandwidth with low latency to facilitate a responsive distributed model, and optimizing growing environments with sensors that are able to monitor plant development cycles, nutrient profiles, and nitrogen levels. By merging together digital technology with sustainable food production, we aim to reduce the farm to fork distance, reduce agricultural emissions, which is a big problem in Northern Ireland currently, while also promoting the production and consumption of high quality and nutritious local produce, all grown in disused urban spaces. And with an example here on the screen of a modular unit based on a 40-foot container that's kitted out with an aquaponic system and associated sensors. If we can move to the next slide, please. Thank you. So what we're looking for is people with expertise in food distribution, agri-tech sensors, data handling, software or app development, also any municipal partners that might be interested, or agricultural building manufacturers. So if you have any of those expertise, or if you're generally interested in the project, please contact me. I'm Amber Roberts, a research fellow in Future Cities at Queen's University Belfast, and my email address is a.roberts@qub.ac.uk. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amber. Yeah, indeed, I know a couple of guys who are seriously into this stuff, but I'll make an introduction later. Right, moving on. Mark Whitley, are you there, sir? How are you doing?
I am indeed here. Can you hear me nice and clear?
Indeed, loud and clear, Mark. Take it away, sir.
Fantastic, I shall. Okay, well, fantastic. With kind of more than 8 weeks gone and a further less than 8 weeks left to go, I think this is the point where half the bucket may or may not be gone, and the rubber hits the road. So I'm in a position to perhaps provide some bid management support for anybody who feels that might be helpful in pitches. That could go from leading the charge, navigating the process, maybe refereeing the various participants making up your consortium, and finally, and not leastly, articulating your case to respond to the questions asked, to which points. Next slide, please, Richard. I know that you call this the boring bit. However, we've definitely got to think about this as being really like an exam, where there are points very closely attached to each part of the question. So you'll recognize that summary of the documentation. I think of it also as being a competitive storytelling. So only a certain number of people will get the money. So there are criteria you must meet. There's only a certain amount of money available, and points mean prizes. So you need to maximize the points that you get to enable you to win the prize that is available. This also links in with, I think, Rob Driver's beautiful IPR and his 5G innovation briefing of forming the optimum consortium, which would sit behind the answering of these questions. Next slide, please. So why might you use me for this? I have experience of doing the range of activities articulated before, where the customers have included, in fact, the DCMS, the Home Office, Ofcom and mobile network operators. So I'm quite comfortable in kind of corralling a range of participants to respond to just exactly this sort of thing. So I'm more than happy to help with any kind of area of activity that you might feel is useful in responding to this process. Thank you very much.
Thank you kindly, Mark. Indeed, yeah, a lot of useful experience in there. And scars, you didn't mention the scars, not a worry. Moving on, Tom Windsor from The Round. Are you there, sir?
I'm here. Hi.
Okay, Tom, tell us all about yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Tom Windsor. I'm a co-founder and director of Reality Check Productions and co-creator of The Round. The theatre industry is one of the crown jewels in the UK economy. In 2018, UK audiences were 34 million. In fact, theatre attendances in London alone are almost double those for the whole of the Premier League combined, with a total ticket revenue of £1.28 billion. Broadway ticket sales were £1.83 billion in 2019, and Broadway attendance was 14.77 million. On top of the raw numbers, the British theatre industry has a global reputation for quality and artistic integrity and is a major contributor to Britain's soft power on the global stage. Sadly, this industry has been badly affected by the pandemic, with theatres across the country shut down for the foreseeable future. Last week, statements from industry leaders warned of the forced closure of beloved venues, such as the Royal Opera House, by this autumn without government intervention. Now, in response to this urgency, we have been awarded an Innovate UK grant to build a prototype for The Round, an end-to-end platform for creating and distributing live digital theatre in augmented reality directly into audiences' homes. As part of 5G Create, we plan to work with select theatres across the country to enable them for 5G and work with industry experts in motion and volumetric capture to scale the scope of The Round to incorporate multi-performer digital distribution live from the country's existing stages. We truly believe 5G's increased capacity and reduced latency will be vital for the future success of The Round and live AR theatre. Next slide, please. To quickly summarise our background, Reality Check's directors both came from theatre as performers, directors and producers. Since founding RCP, we have been honoured to work with Sir Matthew Bourne's innovative New Adventures dance company and are currently working with a team from Oregon and the University of California to develop ALT, a world-scale augmented reality multiplayer game for the discovery of alternative civilizations in the real world. Next slide, please. So, what are we looking for? We have a great team in place for the current prototype build, and expert companies for scaling, motion, and volumetric capture, along with a solid network of theatre industry leaders. Following consultation with KTN, we are particularly keen to hear from major network providers and individuals and companies with experience in mobile edge computing, user function planes, NR radio access networks, and fiber/fixed wireless access to a 5G core. Thank you for your time. We look forward to hearing from you. That's it.
Thank you kindly, Tom. Spoken like a man sliding down a sharp learning curve there. You're getting the tech lingo, absolutely. And indeed, I think that one's probably in scope as well. Okay, last but by no means least, we've got a late contender. Lucy, are you out there?
Am I unmuted now?
You are, Lucy. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you for letting me scrape in at the last minute. So good afternoon, everybody. I'm from 3 Squared. If you can have the next slide, please, Richard. So 3 Squared is an SME based up in Sheffield, privately owned, and essentially we provide bespoke and software as a service products into generally the railway sector, but it's actually sector agnostic. It could be manufacturing, all of transport, cross-sector. Why we're particularly interested in 5G is in relation to our remote condition monitoring tools. So first of all, set the scene on this. Why is this important? Currently, average numbers are there around about 600 freight trains traveling on the network, generally speaking, every single day. Right now, the reliance on rail freight under COVID-19 has shot through the roof. Safe working, distancing, the difference in the commodity market and what needs to be moved around. Generally speaking, about 1 in 4 containers that come into a seaport get dispatched across the country by rail, and on average around about £30 billion of the goods are moved around the country by rail. One good train can represent anywhere between 60 and 70 HGVs off the road. So as well as being a potentially more economic and direct means of shifting goods around, there's a huge societal and environmental benefit to shifting more stuff by rail, stuff being a technical term there. So rail freight is moving around really well. We're working really well with the rail freight community. Of those average 600 trains per day, we are working on around about 120 of those. So we have got 4G enabled sensors fitted to around about 120 freight trains. What we're wanting to do is improve that remote condition monitoring. So rather than working in what we do currently, which is near to real time, we want to take that up to real time. We want instantaneous feeds. We want to instantaneously be able to track any upcoming problem with a rail freight vehicle in order that we can get it out of the way, so that we can make sure that that vehicle doesn't impede any other vehicles' passage. If you think of the railway network as a massive Tetris system going across the country, if any vehicle breaks down, it creates a bottleneck behind it. And when we do return to normal, none of us want to see that happening. So what we're proposing is if we can get a trial of 5G enabled sensors on a number of freight locomotives, we can theoretically improve our remote condition monitoring performance, which will have intrinsic and direct benefits across the entire railway network by improving passengers, increasing safety, reducing any emergency braking, for example. But then in terms of the UK economy, it has a myriad of benefits and effects. So what is it that we're looking for? If I can go to the next slide. Obviously lots of information through our website and our Twitter feed at 3 Squared. What we're looking for is a freight operator, which we're pretty confident we can source that ourselves. But if anyone in the audience has freight contacts, it's always worth comparing your network. Obviously a 5G provider. So anyone that is providing 5G, anyone that is looking to work with an SME in transport, I'd love to hear from you. And potentially we're interested in hardware suppliers as well. We are purely the software side of this. So if you have got any new sort of software technology, hardware technology, sorry, that you're wanting to prove in the transport or more specifically the railway sector, then this might be a really good opportunity for you as well. And that's it in a nutshell. Thank you all very much.
Thank you kindly, Lucy.
Thank you.
Indeed, and that, as they say, is all, folks. So please, if you wanted to do something like that but missed the opportunity, do one yourself. Record 3 minutes, send it to us. We will get it up onto the competition site. We do alert people when that goes round. Andy, back to you, sir.
Thanks, Richard. Just want to close off by highlighting the website. And UK, if you can see the domain name up there, it's uk5g.org. All of the details are on this page here as a single pane of glass where you get all the details, and the dates are coming up for the 16-week competition. Competition closes on the 27th of July. So really important that you kind of get things in flow if you haven't already. Richard and I and Bob are available to chat to if you need to. Sorry, I've lost the picture there. So it just remains for me to say thanks very much for everybody to attending this event today. We've got 72 people still left online. There was a good 75 to 80 that stayed for the pictures. We hope you found it useful. This will be the last event for this competition. We've had a good season over the last few months, and we've actually done a 180-degree turn from live events on to moving online, delivering via Zoom. So thanks for Anita to be able for facilitating that with us as well. So it just remains for me to say thanks, everybody. Really appreciate you spending time with us. Good luck with your calls. If you have any questions, please do get in touch. And also, if you're not a member of UK 5G, we encourage you to sign up. It's free. Okay, thanks very much. And that's it. can I ask the panelists to remain behind, but everybody else, you can go now to your 30th call of the day on Zoom. Good luck and thank you.